Let me start by saying that I've never felt truly loved in a romantic relationship. I've been married twice. Both my marriages were very toxic, unhealthy, physically, emotionally abusive relationships. My first marriage, I was in my early 20s. I had just moved to Florida, and I just got wrapped up in a relationship. I knew it was unhealthy, but I ignored those red flags. Got pregnant with my daughter. I stayed in that abusive relationship until she was about 4 or 5. There was a moment where I was being physically abused, and I remember looking over at her and she was hiding, watching that, and I knew that was time to leave. And I did. So there was probably a span of maybe 10 to 12 years where I was single in between my first marriage and my second marriage. I had decided I needed to go back to school and get an education so that I could have a career, so that I could take care of myself. I was introduced to my second husband when my daughter was about 14 and she was going into the 9th grade. There was emotional abuse, physical abuse. He was not very nice or kind or loving to my daughter, which I have a lot of regret and guilt about, because I left my first marriage to keep her safe, and I feel like I failed there. And at some point, I knew that it had to end, and I asked him to leave. I stayed in my second marriage probably a lot longer than I should have, because I struggled with what I thought was God's will. If you find yourself in a situation where you're being abused, or if you are in a situation where you're being abused right now, physically or emotionally, get out, get yourself safe. If you have children, get your children safe. God's will is not for you to be abused. My advice to you would be to lean on the people who love you, friends, family. Reach out. Even if you feel like you don't have anyone, you do. I have found healing for my relational wounds by not walking away. There were so many times that I wanted to walk away when I thought my prayers weren't being answered, and I thought, okay, I'm giving up. This isn't working. And then inevitably someone would say, "Now, Barbara, do you think now's the time to walk away?" And I would say no. And by continuing to come to Epic and be involved, I believe that God takes care of me on a daily basis. God has given me 2 beautiful children out of 2 not so great situations, and they are the best blessings in my life, and I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm glad I had the struggles that I had, because it has helped me to grow so much. It's brought me so much closer to God. I just know that I know that I know that God loves me, and God loves you too.